U-N-I-T-Y, that's a unity. I met him in the club hanging out one night. He said, hello, I'm George. Highlight. My sister, tell me what the trouble is. I'll try to listen good and give the best advice that I can give.
She's the joy.
It up, y'all. Do it up. But Sharock is gonna show you how you get real cool.
Early one morning, I was laying in my heart-shaped bed. Red silk sheets over my head. My servant came running in. Shantae rise.
My name is Yo-Yo, but no, I'm not a drunken. As I rap chili cherry in the funk and
That sounds sexy.
Shoot.
Ooh.
It's your brother Vansilk. Not in my house. That's right, you can catch me on YouTube. Not in my house with Vansilk. Rumble.com. Not in my house with Vansilk. Also, catch me on Anchor Podcast, Spotify for podcasters. Now, for the last couple years, I've been dropping a lot of posts, over 1,000 video posts. Some of y'all don't even look at them. Some of y'all do. But I definitely enjoy my subscribers to the things that I do because they want to learn. Now, I'm not trying to sit up here and act like I know everything, but I know enough when it comes to hip hop. I don't care if you like me or don't like me. Doesn't matter. I like all of y'all. I love all of y'all. This is the 50th anniversary of hip hop, which starts on his birthday, August 11th. Now, I understand that everybody running around culture vulturing the 50th anniversary of hip hop. Like, my birthday's in November. I don't celebrate my birthday for the first 10 months of the year. I celebrate on the day I was born. Hip hop was born August 11th, accordingly to those who respect the birth along with Kool Herc. Now, MCs and DJs is what makes hip hop. Rapping has been around forever. Dancing, the break dancing and all that's been around forever. But it's part of the hip hop culture. So it's the aerosol art known as graffiti. But let me say this. I'm celebrating the 50th anniversary of hip hop from August 11th, 2023 to August 11th, 2024. So that's when it turned 51, August 11th in 2024. Now I can understand BET and TV wanting the Grammys and them doing their stuff early because it's for TV. But a lot of y'all running around here, culture vulture. Even some of your pioneers and legends are culture vultures. I gotta give a shout out to Charlie Mack in Philly, because Charlie Mack is doing the show where a lot of your acts is not gonna get to be on a lot of the major platforms. I respect that. The flyer is right here. I respect DJ Cassidy, July 21st at Radio City Music Hall. 50 MCs pass the mic. I'll be there. Then there's also gonna be a big show at Yankee Stadium. I know the lineup, but I can't tell you right now on August 11th. Then you got LL Rock the Bells, August 5th. But let me say this. Let me cut to the chase, because some of y'all seem like y'all getting old, getting dementia, Alzheimer's. Let's stop disrespecting SHA'ROCK, okay? When it comes to this culture of hip hop, she is the first female MC. So y'all need to stop. She was a B-girl before that. That's why she did get acknowledged, along with Dancing Doug and Trixie and you know, Daryl Solomon and, you know, Charlie Rock and all them last year in Manhattan by the councilman. She got acknowledged. She was the only female that got acknowledged. But you know, the problem is everybody walking around, oh, I'm this and I'm that, and you can't even show proof. Some of y'all couldn't even leave the block back in the days, in 77, 70. You couldn't even leave your block. You couldn't travel to Harlem. You couldn't travel nowhere. So when it comes to SHA'ROCK, she was emceeing before a lot of male MCs. And as I speak right now, she's on the airplane right now on her way to the Bronx to get the key to the Bronx. Y'all need to give her acknowledgement and stop trying to sit up here and act like y'all was around when she was around, because you wasn't. DMC said he wanted to rock like SHA'ROCK when he heard her on the echo chamber. Okay? Common spoke highly of SHA'ROCK. Melly Mel and Scorpio tell you SHA'ROCK. She come from a crew called Brothers Disco. Breakout and Baron. Okay? Jazzy D did a lot of these shows. But y'all running around here lying on your history. That's like me lying on my history. I was handing out flyers for AJ. I was his flyer man. I should give AJ money for some parties. Phase 2 used to make a lot of our flyers. Rest in peace to AJ. Rest in peace to Phase 2. Rest in peace to my man Love Buck Starsky. They put me into the game. So that's like me saying, oh, I was giving parties in 1978 and 79 and 80. No, I wasn't. I don't have no flyers to prove that. I've done a lot of parties. Oh, he's the first one of the first hip-hop promoters. No, I was not one of the first hip-hop promoters. I'm not going to disrespect Arthur Armstrong. I'm not going to disrespect Ray Chandler. I'm not going to disrespect Kool Herc. I'm not going to disrespect Nubian Production or Mid Henderson that was doing all the Zulu Nation parties. I'm not going to disrespect Jazzy D. I'm not going to disrespect Sandwich. I'm not going to disrespect Willie Gums and them from Rolls Royce moving in Harlem. I'm not going to disrespect Mike and Dave. I'm not going to disrespect the Harlem World crew. No, I was one of the last promoters. And I could go on and on and on. I ain't gonna disrespect man Dippolite. But see, I'm creating something called the Articles of Hip Hop History. Because a lot of y'all sitting up here, y'all be lying. SHA'ROCK is the first female MC. I'm giving much love out to Sweet and Sour, Queen Lisa Lee, MC KIMBA from Infinity MC that was down with DXT. And I'm giving mad shout out to Missy D. All right, I love my girl Sparky D. She came later on, and I ain't gonna be, and I'm leaving people out because I ain't got time for that mess and being messy. When it comes to the DJs in hip hop, females, Baby D never said she was the first female DJ in hip hop. I said it. A lot of us said it because she was down with the Mercedes ladies. They was part of the L brothers, the L sisters. Guy Fisher, before he went to jail, was helping the Mercedes ladies. You wasn't around. They played a lot of flyers and a lot of shows in Harlem and in the Bronx. And the Furious Five used to shout at the Mercedes young ladies. They was shouting them out. They wasn't shouting y'all out. DJ Lady Love came right behind her. And matter of fact, let me not mess this up. You had RD SMILEY and DJ FLAME. There was 3 DJs in the crew of the Mercedes ladies. Just because they didn't make a record, they was there first. They ain't got to be known worldwide. Where y'all get this bullshit from? DJ Lady Love was there. And before that, you had Miss Spinderella from Brooklyn. She played on the riverboat. Oh, but y'all don't know because y'all was too young. You couldn't leave the block. Sitting out here lying on your history. People know what time it is. SHA'ROCK is on her way right now to get the key to the Bronx. Y'all, the Bronx is so whack. Y'all don't even give no props to SWV. Coco's from Forest Houses and Lily from High Bridge. Taj is from Brooklyn. They getting the key to the Bronx as well. They getting recognized. We don't even sit up here and recognize our own people. I've been trying to get a statue for Cool DJ AJ in St. Mary's Park. Can't. Nobody want to come to the table. Okay? When Jacob Mars wanted to put the plaque on 1520 Cedric, that was a whole misunderstanding because Herc wanted Cindy's name on there. And Jacob was like, why? But I'm not going to get into that. But this is what I'm going to say. Stop disrespecting Baby D for the Mercedes ladies, RD SMILEY, and Gail, DJ FLAME, my girl. Stop disrespecting them. No matter what they did, they played on enough flyers, real shows, not no Mickey Mouse shit. Okay? DJ Lady Love went from the Bronx, she moved from the Bronx to Queens, and she was rolling with the Disco Twins and DJ Sesame and all of them. Who don't know Lady Love? Cypher Sound knows her. But I don't know who Lady Love is. She's all the way out in Seattle. She getting more work in Seattle than she was getting being right here in her own part of the world. Disco Twins know her. Lance Furtado from the Furtado brothers know who she is. But I don't get it. Y'all want to sit up here and alter and change shit and have people believe in shit. If you don't know, don't put yourself number one when you came out basically around 81. Everybody wanted to beat before a record. Okay, then where's your flyer? Because back in the day, your proof was getting on a flyer, getting on a show flyer. Dude, that was your record deal back in the day. But everybody want to sit up here and talk to these people who have no knowledge. Lady B from Philly did more for hip-hop with the females. As a female, she did more for hip-hop than anybody I'm basically talking about. She brought everything to Philly. And when she interviewed SHA'ROCK a couple weeks ago, she was in tears because a lot of people was lying. And SHA'ROCK had to break it down to her. SHA'ROCK be breaking shit down to me. She was the first one shouting out Cruz. Ask Scorpio. He'll tell you. Ask Raheem. This ain't... Seems like there's a lot of female egos and male egotistic, male chauvinist people. SHA'ROCK is the mother. She is the queen. She is the birth. She birthed y'all out here as MCs. She was there. She turns down a lot of stuff because it ain't worth her coming all the way from Texas to New York or this and that in the Funky Four, and they trying to undercut them and underpay the Funky Four. She's not taking that money. They can keep that. But a lot of y'all out here lying, man. 50 years later, with half of y'all wasn't even in the game for 50 years. Some of y'all was in it for 40. You lying. A lot of y'all be lying. Stop lying. DJ Barron was at Kool Herc's party, August 11th. Coke LaRock was there. A lot of y'all gonna sit there and say y'all was there. So if I'm older than most of y'all, and I wasn't there, I was 15 or 16 in 73. And if I'm 3 or 4 years older than you, how y'all gonna be around Herc, who's 3 years older than me? We wasn't hanging around no kids. I wasn't hanging around no kids. I was in Harlem. Mercedes lady was out there. Asked Disco 4. They was on the bill with Lubbock Starsky and AJ and all of them. Mercedes ladies. Sherry Sharon, them. Y'all trying to shit on them. They ain't got to be world famous and all this and that. They was there. They was the first female crew. And in that crew was 3 DJs. Gail left and went to Any City Disco, I think. Another crew. But the whole point of the matter is the way everybody's lying, history is going to be messed up. So that's why the articles of hip hop by Vansilk, I'm going to make sure as long as I'm alive that we're going to keep this truthful. Because a lot of y'all don't want to tell the truth. But y'all talking to a bunch of numbnuts who don't know nothing about the culture of hip hop, and they'll believe what you say. But you ain't got no proof. You can't even show a flyer. I don't hear about it got burnt up or this and that. Listen. My boys and them got over 5,000 original flyers, and they can look at the timeline. The next thing appear, some of them are fake. No, you know what? Keep it 100. You fake. You're lying on your timeline. Some of y'all wasn't even in the game when some of y'all couldn't even go to the run. How many of you ever been to the Rennie? Let's just keep it 100. How many of you ever been to the Renaissance Ballroom? I'm going to ask that question. How many of you really been to the Audubon Ballroom? Randy's Place. Come on, man. Karate Club. Savoy Manor. Some of y'all wasn't at a lot of them shows, man. Some of y'all wasn't even on them shows. Y'all just lying on your history. You can't show nothing. Show me your flyers. That would be your most treasured piece of your life. And if you know what's so funny, so many people say flyers, and I know who got all the flyers. And you're not on them like that. In the beginning of this game, all the promoters that I mentioned early on, if the females was hot like that back in the day, we would have been scouring to put, we gotta find the next SHA'ROCK. We gotta find the next Lisa Lee. It wasn't like that because a lot of y'all was whack. Shout out and rest in peace to Lil Lee, who was down for a minute with Cool DJ AJ and Kenny G. And Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. They was called the Serious Four. They didn't last long, but she was out there. Well, all I'm trying to say is, man, why y'all doing this to yourself, man? Lying on your history. It's not gonna make you a better person. It's not gonna make you, nobody that's doing major things is gonna look at you like, oh, okay, we need to go and get to it, because you ain't did shit since the 80s. SHA'ROCK went away for 15 years to Germany and all that stuff, and it took the last 3-4 years, a lot of people started to recognize that she was out before all these girls, and that's why she's doing so much stuff right now, because the truth comes to the top. Why you think she's on Rock the Bell? Ella don't know what time it is. Ella ain't stupid. She's on there because he knew what time it was. That's why she got that gig. Why she's speaking at colleges. Because she was there. She could tell you the real stories about what it was like. Before even Jazzy Jeff and Ronnie C wasn't even in the group. She was never the plus one more. They just did that on record, but she was never the plus one more. Mercedes Lady never made a record, but they was out there on the street. The same way y'all was on the streets that didn't make records. They was out there. So why you want to sit up here and disrespect them or disrespect Baby Dee or RD SMILEY? Y'all was too young to go to their shows. Some of y'all just turning 60. You couldn't leave the block. You couldn't go nowhere unless you was with your mama, walking with your mama or your daddy to 3rd Avenue or Fordham Road. You couldn't leave the block. You couldn't move around unless you was riding on the trains. You wasn't riding on the trains and you wasn't out there like that, you couldn't move around. A lot of y'all couldn't move around. A lot of y'all be lying, oh, I got 123 Park. No, you wasn't. A lot of y'all couldn't even cross Bruckner Boulevard if you lived on the other side of the Bronx. Just like a lot of y'all couldn't go to the west side of the Bronx. Let y'all tell it. Yo, this your brother Vansilk. Y'all can check me out on YouTube, Not at My House with Vansilk, Rumble.com, Not at My House with Vansilk, Anchor Podcast. I do a lot of content. I'm a content creator. Get ready to hit 20,000 subscribers on YouTube. I don't do mess. I don't do messiness. I don't do messiness. I'm not with that. I don't even like being on Facebook. I just got back on Facebook 5 days ago. I don't even like Facebook because it's just everybody that's on and my followers is a bunch of old school people with just old school stories, and they won't even like a subject that making sense. As soon as if I would have put a flyer up, and everybody want to comment, but you put some shit up talking about Cameron new show with Mason, they disappear. That's why you old. Stay old. I gotta go. Peace.